Yes, good morning, students. My voice is audible?
Good morning. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I will share my screen. So who is that? L. Okay. Now I will share my screen. Check the screen is visible or not. Now PPT is visible.
Yes, sir.
What is
sir.
the
Yes, sir.
title of the PPT?
Stress and equilibrium.
Stresses and
Equilibrium.
yeah. Thank you, Ma. Okay. Last class we solved some problems, right? So related to simple stresses. These are the simple stresses. And remember that in a A4 sheet, you should write the list of formulas. Okay, the related to in the module 1 first chapter simple stresses. Write all the formulas. Okay, in your notebook also you write at the end of the notebook heading list of formula in that first the module 1 in that it takes simple stresses then list out all the formulas. In the meantime also write in the A4 sheets. Okay, write the formulas and paste it on your room. Okay, whenever you are free then you go and see that what are the formulas. Okay, what are the formulas are there in the mechanics of material. These formulas again it is helpful for throughout your engineering career. Okay, so these are the list of formulas and we solved some problems on simple stresses, right? Is there any doubt regarding this what we covered till the date what we covered the topic? If you have any doubt, okay, take 1 or 2 minutes time. Okay, we will discuss that. Yes, any doubt regarding this? Till what we covered the topic in that up to from beginning class to the today class, what we covered the topic. If you have any doubts, you can ask the doubts. I'll try to clarify your doubts. Yes. If no doubts are there, then I'll move on to the next topic in the first module itself. That is the linear elasticity, right? The first topic in the first module actually it is. So why I will not consider this first initially means first you should know some basic things. What do you mean by stress, strain, the types of stress and strain, then what is the relation between stress strain, how to draw the stress strain diagram, all those things you should know and also you should know the notation. That's why I will not cover this topic initially. Yes, my voice is audible. Now the PPT is visible, right? Yes. Shall I start this topic? Give me response.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Now here the topic is stresses and equilibrium. Now consider any mechanical component or aerospace structural component all are in three-dimensional nature, right? Means three-dimensional nature means nothing but if you take any component, okay, I want to represent a component, how many coordinates are required? 3 coordinates are required. One is x-axis, I use the right hand thumb rule, okay, use the right hand rule, thumb shows x-axis, so forefinger shows y-axis, middle finger shows z-axis. All the mechanical components or aircraft structure components are in three-dimensional nature, means minimum 3 coordinates are required to represent this the geometry of the component or geometry of the element, right? So here also we consider the irregular body, okay, the volume of the body is v, we will represent v stands for volume of the body in meter cube. One end of the body is constrained, see that is a fixed end here. So the arrow mark is also visible, the cursor what I am moving is also visible, check here. Yes, so give me response.
No, sir. Cursor is not visible.
The cursor is visible now.
No, sir.
No, okay. Now see that here, okay, in consider a irregular body, the three-dimensional body, it's having its volume is V. Here you can see the dashed lines here. These are called as constraint. See that the displacement at the constraint is 0, right? That is a U is equal to 0. Now in general, the body is subject to several forces. So what are those forces here? First you consider the body, then the volume of the body is V. What is surface of the body or area, surface area of the body we represent as S. Then what are the different loads acting on the body here? Suppose throughout the whole body, volume of the body, the force is acting. That force is called as a body force. Or you can see the distributed force per unit volume that we represent as F. F stands for here body force, means the force which is acting, the magnitude of the force is acting over all the volume of the body, per unit volume of the body. What are the body forces? For example, if you consider a gravitational force, a magnetic force acting on the body, the gravitational force act overall the entire volume of the body, right? The magnitude is same throughout the entire volume of the body, the magnitude is same. That is a gravitational force. Or consider any magnetic forces, okay, that is called as a body force that we represent as F. That is the first force acting on the body. Second one, the force acting over a surface area, means the force acting over a surface area, that is called as a distributed force per unit area, that is also called as a traction or surface force that is represented in Newton per mm square. Don't consider as a stress here. The surface force acting over a unit area that we represent as T, means consider a body on the surface, the force is acting here, okay, on the forces, the force is the best example. If you go for press the door, when you go for press the door, how much area you contact here? The palm of your hand, that is contact over the body, that is area, that is the surface area is contact, and we are going to apply the force. That is what type of force it is a traction force or surface force or distributed force per unit area. That is the second type of force acting on a body. Third one is a force is acting at particular point. At particular point, here the location at anywhere you consider in the body, at location I consider in general I call as I. What is the force acting at particular location or particular point? That point, that load is called as that force is called as a point force or point load. That we represent as P. Pi stands for what? Point load acting at a location I, that is in Newton. Okay, these are three forces in general, any body you consider, these are the three forces are acting. One is body force, nothing but a force is distributed volume, that is called the body force, that is Newton per mm cube. Second one is traction force or surface force or the force distributed per unit cross sectional area, the force distributed per unit area, that's called as a traction force. Third one is point load, the force acting at a particular point. Okay, these are the notations we use, right? Then how do you calculate how much stresses are induced due to these forces are acting on the component? Then we will go for use a equilibrium equation. That is a very important equilibrium equation. Then how do you consider here? consider a volume irregular geometry. Now we'll go for pass an arbitrary cutting plane. Consider irregular body, we go for arbitrary cutting plane. Apply a first cutting plane along the x-axis, perpendicular to x-axis, perpendicular to y-axis, and perpendicular to z-axis. Now we will get a, what we will get here, at particular point the stress is acting here. Then we go for pass an arbitrary cutting plane perpendicular to the all the planes. Now we'll get a cube, a cuboid, right? A parallelogram, a parallel plane which is passed over the along the axis. Now we'll get a cube. Best example, how do you get a cube here? If you go for a slice, slice a paneer. If you take a paneer, you'll go for slices. How do you go for slices? How do you go for get a cube? Okay, so a cube in the paneer, right? We'll go for slice in parallel to parallel planes you are passing, right, over that. Now we'll get a cube, right? Similarly here also, consider a volume of a body. Consider irregular geometry. One end is fixed, subjected to several stresses or several forces acting on the body. Now I want to know what will be the stresses acting at a particular point. How do you get? By passing an arbitrary cutting planes, parallel planes, right? Suppose, for example, once you pass an arbitrary cutting plane, before that, if you apply a load on that, the body will undergo a deform, change in dimension along x direction. You see that the coordinates what we use, x, y, z, these are the coordinates. 3 coordinates are used. If your body is subjected to these 3 forces, one is body force, next one is surface force, third one is point load. What happens? The body undergo change in dimension. If the change in dimension takes place along the x direction, that we represent as u. If change in dimension takes place along y direction, along y coordinate, that we represent as v. If change in dimension takes place along z direction, that we represent as w. U, v, w are the displacement or deformation takes place in x, y, and z direction. Those are in millimeter. Then you go for pass an arbitrary cutting plane. Then what is the, you consider as stress at a point, or consider a point. If you pass an arbitrary cutting plane, it will become a small element. The cuboid is a cube. Then what is the volume of the cube? D suffix v. This is the elemental volume of the cube that we represent as along x direction. What is the distance along x direction of the cube? Dx. Similarly, y direction dy, z direction is dz. The elemental volume of the cube, it is dx into dy into dz, that is in meter cube. Yes, regarding, yes, any doubt regarding this slide? So consider a mechanical members or aircraft structure that is in 3-dimensional member. Okay, it is fixed at one end or fixed at some portion here. In general, the components are separated to several loads. Then it undergoes a deformation. Now our aim is to determine what will be the stresses acting at a particular point, stress at a point. Then you go for determine strain at a point. How do you determine? By using a equilibrium equation. Is any doubt regarding this slide?
Yes.
Now after this, once you go for consider a cuboid, if you pass a arbitrary cutting plane, parallel planes along those coordinates x, y, and z, will get a cube. Once you get a cube, then what are the stresses acting on that cube? In general, we represent as like this. Now the next slide is visible. Yes, next
Yes,
slide is
sir.
visible.
Yes, sir. But what
The
is this?
Yes,
cuboid.
sir.
Yeah. Now see that. So the coordinates x, y, z are the coordinates. Ox, Oy, Oz are the axis, right? Now how to draw here? Now from it considers the cuboid, means all sides are equal, right? Now O, A, B, C. Okay, that is a one plane. That is a what type of plane it is? Negative is a Z plane. Okay. Next O, C, F, G. That is a negative X plane. And one more is O, G, D, A. That is a negative Y plane. Then you draw the cuboid. How do you draw the cuboid? From the from the origin, from the O, draw equal distance. For example, 4 centimeter in X direction, 4 centimeter in Y, 4 centimeter in Z. Then draw a vertical line, horizontal line, vertical line and horizontal line. Then you'll get a square shape. Then join all those the points, you'll get a cuboid. Why you show the dashes line here? OX, OA, OC, OZ.
Sir, we can't see properly, sir.
You
3D
can't
na,
see
sir,
properly.
Sir, that namings and all.
dotted line. Oh,
Yeah, that is a
Dotted line.
dashed thick dashed line only. Why it is dashed line? You have studied
no,
in
sir.
engineering
It's
graphics
this
because
dou
those
y and all
edges are.
dou.
Sorry.
This dou y by divided by something and all is there, no, sir. We can't see that properly.
Oh, okay, later will come that one more.
Okay.
Okay. Now see that. So OA, OC, OG. Those are called as a dotted line. Why it is dotted line means those are called as studied in engineering graphics also. If invisible edges are there, the invisible edges you can represent as a dashed line, right? Yes or no? The remaining all are continuous thick line. The continuous thick lines are nothing but it is a visible lines, right? So OA, OC, OG, those are the dashed lines because invisible. They forms a negative planes. Okay. For example, if you consider here O, C, F, G, that plane is visible. O, C, F, G. Is it visible or not?
Yes, sir. Negative explain.
Yeah, that is a negative x-plane. OCFG, that is a negative x-plane. From once it is negative x-plane, you consider that plane, then you move that plane towards x-axis, towards positive x-axis. How much you are going to move the positive x-axis here? What is the length here? That length is dx. Once you move that negative x-plane toward positive x-axis, now how much it moves here? Dx. That is the thickness of the element along the x direction. Now what we will get here? A, B, E, D. That plane is visible. A, B, E, D. That plane is visible. That plane you call as a positive
Yes, sir.
x-plane. Yes? Understood that negative x-plane and positive x-plane. What is the distance between negative x-plane and positive x-plane? The distance between those two planes is, what is the thickness
dx.
of the element is along the x direction, it is dx. Yes, any doubt regarding this? Similarly, you go for in y-axis, negative y-plane. See that in negative y-plane, what is the negative y-plane? O, A, D, G. O, A, D, G. That is a negative y-plane. Yes or no? Yes, give me response.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, now we'll move that negative y plane towards y direction, towards positive y direction at a distance of how much here? dy. At a distance of how much? dy. Now we'll get a positive y plane. That is a positive y plane is, you can see that E, B, C, F. E, B, C, F. Now that gives a positive y plane. How much distance between the negative y plane and positive y plane? That is dy. That is dy. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt regarding this negative y plane and positive y plane? Why you called as a positive means along the positive y direction the planes are moving. Okay, we'll increase move the plane from negative to positive y direction. How much you are moving here? In the positive y direction you are moving here. That's why it's called as a positive. How much it moves here? Thickness here. The distance between negative y plane and positive y plane is dy. Is any doubt regarding this?
No, sir.
Next, we'll go for in z direction. In z direction, negative z plane, that is O, A, B, C. O, A, B, C. That shows what plane here? Negative z plane or A, B, C, O. You take it like this only. O, A, B, C. That is a negative z plane. Now, as you move that plane towards positive z direction, how much you are going to move here? The distance is dz. Now we'll get one more plane here, positive z plane, that is EFGD. F, G, D. That is called as what? Positive Z plane. The distance between negative Z plane and positive Z plane is how much it is? Is the thickness is how much? Dz. Okay, this is how you should remember that. This is a very important one. Negative plane means along that the what is that horizon will get here. Then as the distance as the along that positive coordinates or positive axis, if you move that plane, now you will get a what you will get after distance of dx you move get positive x plane you will get, right? Yes, any doubt regarding negative z plane and positive z plane? Now will tell me the what is the volume of the element? dv is equal to dx into dy into dz, right? Am I right? Am
Yes,
I
sir.
right? Yeah.
Length into breadth.
Now after this, okay. So anyone know how to write this on the screen in Microsoft Team? Or else I will go for minimize it, or else I will go for take PDF file. Better I will take PDF file.
Yeah.
PDF file also it is you are not
Sir,
able
you
to.
can draw in paint, no, sir.
Sorry,
You can draw in paint. MS Paint.
in
You
Paint.
can only draw. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So first I will explain here. If you're not able to hear, then I will go for draw in Paint. Okay. Yeah.
Sir, we
First.
can't see it, sir.
Sorry. You can't able to visible.
Sir, there's a network issue, sir.
We can't able to take down in notes, sir. This thing.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
One
it's
minute.
a bit complicated, sir.
Okay. 1 minute. Now it is visible. Check.
Okay.
Now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now first we consider a negative x plane. First you consider negative x plane, that is OCFG, right? OCFG. If you consider negative x plane, now on that from the center of the plane, due to that, what are the forces acting on the three-dimensional geometry? That is, it may be a body force. Next one is a traction force, and another one is a point load. Due to that, the stresses are induced here. Due to that, stresses are induced here in the negative x plane, negative x axis. See that in the negative x plane, negative x axis. Yes, are you able to follow here? Consider the center of this plane. From the center of the plane, draw a line which is normal to that plane. Right? Draw a line which is normal to the plane. Then what is the type of stress you get? Normal stress. Sigma x x you will get. What is sigma xx? Okay. So here I will not written here sigma xx. Yeah, now you can see that. What is the sigma xx? I can write sigma xx is equal to sigma x. Means nothing but first letter shows, first subscript letter shows that related to what? A plane. If you see the tau xy, the first letter shows a plane, second letter shows direction. Here in the previous year, you have written the normal stress is sigma xx, means the normal stress sigma stands for what? Normal stress acting on the which plane here? X plane. In which direction here? X direction. Instead of writing sigma xx, I can write only sigma x. Okay, similar to for sigma yy, I can write sigma y. sigma z, I can write sigma z. Okay, remember that. Now consider a negative x plane. On the negative x plane, the stresses which is normal to the negative x plane. You are in which direction you want to write here? In negative x direction only you have to draw a line here, because you are writing the stresses acting on negative x plane is the normal stress which is acting in negative x direction, sigma x. That's why here arrow mark is from the center of the plane to negative x axis, that is sigma x. At the same time, what is at the same point? The stress is acting, okay, from the x plane towards negative z axis. First you consider y axis. At the same time, we'll consider on the same plane, x plane, the stress is acting in which direction here? Negative y direction. Now this is the stress is acting. So consider this is a negative x plane. One is a normal stress is acting on the negative x plane, that is force acting away from the body, the normal stress, normal to the plane. In what axis here? X axis. That is sigma xx. I can write sigma xx as only sigma x. At the same time, on the plane, on the negative x plane, okay, the stress is acting on the x plane in y direction, negative y direction. That is what type of stress it is? Shear stress. Tau xy. Yes, are you getting this point? How do you write the tau xy? Tau stands for shear stress acting in x plane,
Sir,
y direction. Yes.
sir, voice is breaking, sir. Can you explain from starting, sir?
Yeah. Now, by considering a cuboid, when you pass a parallel planes over the three-dimensional object, okay, first consider the negative x plane. On the negative x plane, there are three stresses are acting on this plane. One is a normal stress, other two are shear stresses. The normal stress which is acting in negative x plane, in what direction here? Negative x direction. The normal stress we represent as sigma suffix x plane x direction, sigma xx. The sigma xx we can write as sigma x only. Okay. Similarly, on the same negative x plane, okay, on the x plane, on the y direction the stress is acting, means it is on the surface it is acting now. That is called the shear stress. Shear stress is acting where? On the x plane y direction, negative. Why do you consider as a downward? Means you are drawing the stresses acting on which plane? Negative plane. You are drawing negative plane means you want to consider only in the negative y direction, negative z direction again. See that there is a tau xy. Tau xy, how do you represent here? The shear stress acting, that is a tau. Which plane here? X plane. Which direction here? Y direction. Negative y direction. That we show here downward arrow mark here. Tau xy. At the same time, go for one more stress here acting here in z direction. That is tau shear stress acting in x plane z direction. Is a what direction here? Negative z direction. Right? Is any doubt regarding this negative x plane? The stresses acting on negative x plane such as sigma x, tau xy, tau xz. Yes? Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, as a plane is increases from negative x plane to positive x plane, what is the distance between negative x plane and positive x plane is dx, right? The distance of the element along x direction is what? Dx. Now, what is the incremental stresses are occurred here? Now, 1 minute. Yeah. Now you can see here in this. I think it is written in pencil. Okay. Now from point 1 shows is a negative x plane and at a distance of along the x direction is dx. What is the incremental stresses are acting here? That we represent as dou by dou x into sigma x into the distance. How much distance here from 1 to 2? It is 1 unit. Unity called as. Similarly, for second element, if you want to write here, dou by dou x into sigma x. For second, what is the distance here? From here to here, again 1 unit. Total it is 2 units. Similarly, for if you write for third one, 3 to 4, dou by dou x into sigma x into one element. From here to from 1 to 4, it is how much? How many units are there? 3 units. 3 you can write. Similarly, if you write for entire that element along the distance dx, what is the incremental stresses here? Incremental stress at here dou by dou x into sigma x means the stress acting along the x direction, normal stress acting along x direction, dou by dou x into sigma x into dx. This is what we call as the incremental stresses. Yes, any doubt regarding this incremental stresses? Why do we use partial derivative? Means when sigma x is varying more than one variable, then you go for partial differentiation you will use. If only one variable it varies, means exact differential term we use. Right? Yes, any doubt? How do you get the incremental stresses here? Here we written along the x direction, thickness is dx. That's why dou by dou x. X stands for along the direction. What type of stress you are writing here? Sigma x. What is the thickness of element here? Dx. Yes. Any doubt regarding this? That is called as the incremental stresses. We call as incremental stresses. As the length increases, stress also increases. That is the meaning here. Yes. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we'll go for right. It's a negative explain over. Now we'll go for right positive explain. What is a positive explain? A, B, E, D. That is a positive explain. Again, the positive explain means you got to consider in positive direction only. The stress which is normal to that plane A, B, E, D, that is called the normal stress. Now what its magnitude? Its magnitude is sigma x plus the incremental stress. In the negative explain, what is the stress acting here? Sigma x. As the elemental length increases, the stresses also increases. How much stresses increases here? Sigma x from the negative explain it is plus incremental stresses. What is the incremental stresses here? Dou by dou x into sigma x into dx. Yes, any doubt regarding this equation? On the negative explain, see the in camera. On negative explain, sigma x is acting away from the x plane, negative explain. At the same time, positive explain, what is the stress is acting here? Sigma x plus the incremental stresses. What is the length of the element along x-axis here? Dx. What is the incremental stress here? Dou by dou x into sigma x into dx. Now what is the total stress acting along the positive explain? Sigma x plus dou by dou x into dx. Dou by dou x sigma x into dx. Yes, any doubt regarding this incremental stresses? Yes, give me a response. Yes, give me a response.
No, sir.
Okay. Now after this, again in the positive explain, now you have to consider in the positive direction only. In positive y direction, see that in positive y direction from the same plane. Now see this one. Now what is this? Now shear stress is acting. Shear stress acting which plane here? X plane. In which direction? Y direction. Tau xy plus here as a negative x plane is a tau xy is there. But as the length increases, the elemental length increases, the incremental stresses also will come to picture. How much it is? Tau xy. Shear stress acting in x plane y direction plus incremental shear stresses is dou by dou x into tau xy into dx. Now where it is acting from the plane to, it is acting in positive y direction. Positive y direction. When you consider positive x plane means positive y direction you consider. Similarly, positive x plane means in positive z direction you go for it. In z direction you go for it. See that. From the center of the plane, draw a line which is parallel to the z axis. Now what is the stress acting here? Tau x plane z direction plus incremental shear stresses. What is incremental shear stresses? Dou by dou x into tau xz into dx. Now this is the stress acting. These are the stresses are acting along positive x plane. When you go for write the positive x plane, positive plane, then the incremental stresses will come to the picture, right? Incremental stresses will come to the picture. We should add the incremental stresses. Why do you want to add incremental stresses? That we explained here. As I know that at this point, the sigma x is there, right? As the total length of the element is considered dx, we'll go for split into unity, 1 1 1 1 unity it is. Then we go for what is incremental value here, dou by dou x into sigma x into distance how much here, 1. Next, if you go for consider 2 to 3, what is the incremental value? It is also 1, but from 1 to 3, what is the total unit here? 2 units are there. Then you write dou by dou x into sigma x into 2. Similarly, for 3 to 4 also unity, only one element. Then from I want to write what is the incremental value from 1 to 4, dou by dou x into sigma x into what is the total number of units are there? 3 units. Dou by dou x into sigma x into 3. Sigma x into in bracket 3 elements. That is called the incremental stresses. Yes, any doubt regarding this? Negative explain. What are the stresses acting in negative explain? What are the stresses acting in positive explain? How do you give the arrow mark? That is important. For negative explain means negative x direction and negative y direction, negative z directions, you have to show the arrow mark. Similarly, in positive plane means positive x direction, positive y direction, positive z direction, you have to show the arrow mark. Yes, any doubt regarding this? So better you take a pen and pencil and a notebook, then write the cuboid, then write the OX, OY and OZ axis, then take the negative x plane, negative positive y plane. Similarly, go for write the for negative y plane. On negative y plane, what are the stresses are acting here? See that these are the three stresses are acting. I think it is visible. These are three stresses are acting. One is a normal stress acting on the negative y plane in negative y direction, that is called as sigma yy. Instead of writing sigma yy, I can simplify, I can easily write sigma y only. Next, from the negative y plane, negative x direction, the shear stress is acting, that is tau y plane x direction. Similarly, go for negative y plane in z direction, negative z direction, tau y plane z direction, tau yz. Yes, any doubt regarding this? Now, how do you give the arrow mark? So, for your writing for which plane? Negative plane, negative y plane. For negative plane means negative direction, you have to show the arrow mark. In positive means, now in positive plane, you show the positive. In the positive coordinates, you show the arrow mark. Again, it will come here incremental value. See that in the negative y plane, sigma y is there. As an incremental value, incremental distance here, thickness of the element is dy in y direction. Sigma y plus dou by dou y. We are writing in which axis? Y axis. That is a dou by dou y into sigma y into dy. Into dy. This one. Similarly, go for in positive y plane in positive x direction, tau yx plus dou by dou y into tau yx into dy into dy. Similarly, go for in positive z direction. See this one, tau yz plus dou by dou y into tau yz into dy. Yes. Any doubt regarding this negative y plane and positive y plane? If you make a reverse direction means you will get different equation. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, go for in negative z direct negative. So similarly, go for in z plane, negative z plane. See that negative z plane it is this. One more is here. Okay, sigma z, tau zx and tau zy. Similarly, go for positive z plane, sigma z plus tau by tau z into sigma z into dz. At the same time, what are the shear stresses are acting here? These are the shear stress acting on the positive z plane in positive x direction and positive z plane in positive y direction. Okay, this is what we call as the cube element is under equilibrium condition, means under rest condition. Then only you go for study it. Okay, then our aim is to determine the stresses in equilibrium equations. How do you determine equilibrium equation? Now see, remember this is the notations are very important. If I show tau xy stands for shear stress. First bit subscript x stands for plane, that related to plane. Second subscript that related to direction. Okay, at the same time one more topic here. Tau xy is equal to tau yx, means it is a complementary shear stresses we call as. Okay, that is complementary shear stress. Their magnitude is same but act in opposite direction. See that tau xy acting here downward, here tau xy is acting in downward. At the same time tau yx is acting in the another side. That become a complementary shear stress. Those magnitude is same but act in different direction, opposite direction called as. Okay. Okay, now I'll move on to that. My PPT. Now the PPT is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now the PPT is visible. Yes, give me response.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, now you can see the left side, the equilibrium of elemental volume. What are the stresses acting on the cuboid? Then you can so go for determine what is the stresses induced. I want to determine the generalized the equilibrium equation. How do you determine here? Now you go for you have a static force equilibrium equation. What is the static force equilibrium equation? Vector sum of all the force equal to 0, right? Here what we shown here on the element here we shown the stresses, but I need a force. How do you get a force? You can see here right side, stress is equal to what? Force by area. What is the force? Force is equal to what? Stress into area, right? Now you go for resolving the forces exerted on the element in the OX direction. See the OX direction. First we'll consider along the X direction. Resolve all the forces, okay, exerted in what direction here? X direction. Resolving the forces exerted on the element in the YX direction means apply the vector force equilibrium equation. What is the force equilibrium equation here? Vector sum of all the forces acting, vector sum of all the forces are acting along the X direction is equal to 0. Now what is sign convention we are consider here? Forces acting along on positive X axis is positive force you consider. Along the negative X axis you will consider the negative sign convention for the forces. Means the forces which are acting along the positive X direction, that is called positive force, positive sign you consider. The forces acting towards negative X direction, then you consider the negative forces. Now how do you get forces here? You see that all the cuboid is subject to stresses. How do you get force? We know the stress is equal to force by area, cross-sectional area. Then what is the force is equal to stress into area. Now whatever the stresses you got here, now multiply the area. Now see that first we consider here positive X plane. See the positive X plane. What is the stress is which is the stress acting along the X direction? Consider first positive x plane, which is the force, which is the stress acting along the x direction, that is sigma x plus dou by dou x into sigma x into dx. That is the stress acting along only x direction. That is the stress. But I need a force. Then you go for multiply area. What is the area here? ABED. What is this area? It is, that is dy into dz. That is a normal area, right? Dy into dz. Now again is a plus or minus sign. That stress, that force is acting here positive x direction, means it is a plus sign you consider, right? Any doubt regarding this?
Sir, this PDF is blur, sir. Can't see anything.
Okay, 1 minute. I'll directly go for, because I need both equilibrium of this, the diagram also I need also the equation. That's why I'll take it is, okay, 1 minute. Because I need both equilibrium, the figure and the equation, both I need. That's why. Now you can see this visible. Just give me response. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Bit okay,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
Now vector sum of all the force acting in x direction is equal to 0. Okay, so take the sign convention. Forces acting in positive x direction is positive force. Forces acting in negative x direction is negative forces. See that first you consider x plane, positive x plane. Now what is the now which stress is acting along x direction? Only one stress is acting along x direction in positive x plane, that is sigma x plus dou by dou x into sigma x into dx. This is a stress value. This is a stress. I want to convert into force, means multiply area. What is the area? Normal to this one. ABED. What is this area here? That is dz into dy or dy into dz. That is the area. See that sigma x plus dou by dou x into sigma x into dx. That is the stress. Multiply area dy into dz. Now this force is acting towards positive x axis. That's why I consider as a plus sign, right? That we consider as a plus sign, right? Now this topic, okay, better I'll go for use, yeah, this one. Any doubt regarding this one? Next, after that you'll go for consider negative x plane. First you consider positive x plane, next you consider negative x plane. In negative x plane, what is the stress acting along the x axis? Which is the stress acting along x axis? Only sigma is acting along the x axis, right? Now this is a stress, sigma x multiply. What is the area? Area is same, it is OCFG. That is a dy into dz. But that produces a sigma x is a stress, dy dz is a area. Now stress into area, that gives a force. Now that force acting in what direction? Positive x or negative x? Yes, that sigma x acting here negative x direction. That's why negative sign comes here. Negative sign comes here, right? Now this is, see that this one. Okay. Now after this, now we'll go for now positive y plane. In positive y plane, now which is the stress acting in x direction? Yes, anyone can unmute yourself. Those who know, you can unmute yourself, then tell me that. In positive y plane, which is the stress acting in along x direction? Yes, unmute yourself and tell me that. Don't see the equation, see the figure and tell me that value.
Dou ix plus.
Yes. Now you can see this one. You can see this one. Tau yx plus dou by dou y into tau xy into dy. Now that is a shear stress acting along the x direction. Yes or no? Sarah mark, see that. That is a stress. Multiply area. What is the area here? EB C, 1 minute. Yeah, EBCF. What is this area? It is dx into dz. Dx into dz. Okay, some internet issue is there. Now screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Please
It's
give me
visible.
response. Screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now see that along x direction in the positive y plane, along x direction which stress is acting here? Tau yx plus dou by dou y into tau yx into dy. That is a stress. Multiply area. What is the area here? EBCF. That is a surface area. That is what is surface area? EF is how much? dx. EB is nothing but how much? dz. That is a, you can see here, tau yx plus dou by dou y into tau yx into dy, multiply dx into dz. Now that is acting here which direction? Positive x axis, right? This is acting here positive x axis. Am I right? That's why the plus sign comes here. Similarly, go for in negative y plane. In negative y plane, now tell me which stress is acting in x direction. It may be positive x or negative x. Yes. Now, which in the negative y plane, which stress is acting along the x direction? Now, which stress is acting along x direction? See that here. I think you can see the arrow mark.
Dou yx, sir.
Tau
Yx.
yx. Tau yx is a stress. Multiply area. What is area? dx into dz. That gives here stress. See a tau yx into dx into dz. That gives a force. Stress into area. That gives a force. The tau yx is acting in which axis? Positive x or negative x? It is acting here negative x axis. That's why minus
Negative
sign
x
comes
axis.
here. Right? Next, after that, explain positive explain over, negative explain over, positive y plane over, negative y plane over. Next, we'll go for positive z plane. What is the positive z plane? That is EFGD, positive z plane. In this positive z plane, now tell me, now which is the stress acting in x axis? Now, which is the stress acting in x axis? Now, I will show the arrow mark here. This is a positive z plane, EFGD. Now, this is the stress acting in x axis. What is that value? What its magnitude?
Dou zx plus dou zx by dou
Yeah,
z.
tau zx plus dou by dou z into tau zx into dz. That is a stress. See the stress. Multiply area. What is the area here? Area GDEF. GD is how much? Dx.
Dx
E is how much?
into
Dy.
dz.
Dx into dy.
dy.
Now see that tau zx plus dou by dou z into tau zx into dz. That is the stress. Multiply area. Area is dx into dy. That gives a stress. Again, it's a positive x or negative x direction. This stress is acting. Now this stress is acting which direction here? Yes. The stress is acting which direction here? Positive
Positive.
x axis. That's
X
why you
axis.
get positive sign here. After this, you'll go for negative z plane. Negative z plane, see that in negative z plane, see the which stress is acting in, which stress is acting here in along x direction. That is, yes, anyone can tell me that which stress is acting here in negative z plane along x direction, tau zx. Am I right? Now
Not
multiply area.
visible.
tau zx into area is dx into dy. Again, tau zx is acting in which axis? Which axis is a positive x-axis or negative x-axis? Tau z is acting in negative x-axis. That is a negative sign comes here. Plus, at
So
the
how
same,
negative, sir?
yes,
Sir, how
plus,
negative?
yeah, tau is negative. Tau zx, the stress into area that is acting in negative x direction. That is a negative sign comes here. Plus, then what is the body force acting here throughout the element? The body force is acting along the x direction is F suffix x. F stands for body force, suffix x stands for in x direction. That is the, what is this? Body force per unit volume. Then multiply volume, right? Body force per unit volume, this is Newton per mm cube, into volume. If you multiply here, meter mm cube get cancel, numerator and denominator will get only in Newton. There is a body force that is equal to 0. Now this is the, what is that? Force equilibrium equation. How you write the force equilibrium equation? By using the figure and the static force equilibrium, right? After this, once you return this, now multiply dx dy dz, send this dy dz inside the bracket. Similarly, dx dz also send the inside the bracket, dx dy also send inside the bracket. Now simplify it. Once you simplify it, now the ppt is visible. Yes,
Yes, sir, it's visible.
yeah. Now we'll get, see that, plus sigma x dy dz, and see that plus sigma x dy dz minus sigma x, sorry, yes, minus sigma x dy dz get cancel. Similarly, plus tau yx dx dz minus tau yx dz get cancel. And last one, plus tau zx dx dy and minus tau zx dx dy get cancelled. Now what we get finally? If these two get cancelled, finally get dou by dou x into sigma x dx dy dz plus dou by dou y into, this is the equation we will get. Then we know that what is dx dy dz? What is the dx dy dz is nothing but elemental volume dv. Now substitute that dx dy dz is equal to dv, right? 1 minute, sorry. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah. Now after that, finally what do you get? Now, yeah, dou by dou x into sigma x into dv plus dou by dou y into tau yx into dv plus dou by dou z into tau zx into dv plus fx into dv. Now which is a common here in this equation? Which is a common term is there? Yes, in this equation which is a common in each term, which is a common here? dv is common. Take dv outside from this equation. Take dv outside from the equation. Now once you take dv outside from the equation, now what is in the bracket? You can see that dou by dou x into sigma x plus dou by dou y into tau yx plus dou by dou z into tau zx plus fx is equal to 0. Now send this dv to the right side. Send this elemental volume to the right side. Finally, what is the equations you get? This is the equation you get. We know the complementary shear stresses. What is the complementary shear stress? You can see the complementary shear stress are nothing but tau xy is equal to tau yx is equal to tau xy and another one is tau zx is equal to tau xz. Now substitute here. Finally, what equations you will get here? Dou by dou x into sigma x plus dou by dou y into tau xy plus dou by dou z into tau xz plus fx is equal to 0. Now this is the what equation is called as the equilibrium equation. Along which axis it is? X axis. Now show only one derivation along the x axis. Okay. Now after that, similarly you can easily write remaining one. How do you write here? Remember this. One is x axis, another one is y axis. Okay, x axis, another one is y axis, and third one is z axis. Remember this x, y, z. If you remember this x, y, z, you can easily write. Similarly, go for resolving the forces exerted element in the OY direction, means along the y direction, that is vector sum of all the force acting in y direction equal to 0. Directly we can write this equation. Okay. Along the direction, if you are writing, if you go for the vector sum of all the force along x direction, means normal stress will get along the direction. Other two direction will get what type of stress will get? Shear stress will get. And what is the body force acting here? Body force acting along that x direction, means if you are writing that equilibrium equation along x axis. Similarly, go for equilibrium equation along y axis, that is dou by dou x into tau xy yx plus dou by dou y into sigma y plus dou by dou z into tau yz plus fy is equal to 0. Similarly, resolving forces, all the forces in z direction, that is vector sum of all the forces acting in z direction is equal to 0. Yeah, is equal to 0. Now this is the equilibrium equation you get along the z direction. Now which equation you should remember here? Now see that the equilibrium equations are for all the three direction. Remember this. Sorry. Now remember this. Remember this one. Okay, so what I put in rectangular box, that you should remember. Then how do you remember? That I will tell you the later. Okay. This is, if your body forces are neglect the body force, means just put fx, fy, fz are 0. If you include the body force, means then you should show the body force along x axis, y axis and z axis. This is the equilibrium equation, and also it is a very important derivation. You can refer the previous year question paper. 10 marks they may ask, they ask 10 marks. Now derive equilibrium equation, stress equilibrium equation for an element, right? I think it says refer the previous year question paper, you come to know this one. Yes, any? Now how do you derive this equation? First, write a cubical element, a cuboid of volume dx, dy and dz. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, first we'll go for write a cubical element, a cuboid, okay, of element length dx, dy and dz. Then identify the negative, explain, positive, explain. First write the what are the stresses acting, negative, explain, then positive, explain. Similarly for negative y plane, positive y plane, negative z plane, positive z plane. Then resolve, consider any one axis, OX axis, resolve all the forces along the x direction or OX direction by applying a force equilibrium equation. Vector sum of all the force acting along the x direction equal to 0. The sign conventions are important. Forces acting along the positive x axis is positive sign. Then force acting along the negative x direction is negative sign you consider. Then here in the cuboid you can see the stresses are there. How do you get force? As you know, the stress is equal to force by area. From this force is equal to what? Stress into area. Then equate all these forces, vector sum of all the force equal to 0. Then simplify. Finally, we will get the equilibrium equation along the x axis. That's the equation 2. Don't go for derive one more derivation along y and z direction. Directly we write. Similarly, resolve all the forces in y direction and z direction. Then you'll get the equilibrium equation. Right? Yes. Any doubt regarding this derivation? And also it's a very important one. Okay, when you come to offline, again we'll try to solve, we'll try to derive the same equation, okay, on the board, blackboard, okay. And then how to remember this equilibrium equation? For that, you should remember this one. This is what we call as a stress tensor, okay. If you remember this stress tensor, 1 minute, I will maximize the screen. Now it is visible. A stress tensor. Yes, give me response. Yes, give me response. Now the slide is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir,
Yes,
but
sir.
not clear, sir.
Not visible. Otherwise, go for zoom it.
Visible, sir, but not clear, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay. Now you can see the stress tensor. Stress tensor are nothing but we represent stress. What are the stresses acting on the element in the matrix form? This is what matrix form is? 3 cross 3 matrix, right? Sigma ij. I stands for plane. J stands for direction. Now if you go for right in the what is the x plane? If you go for right along the x plane, sigma normal stress is acting here, sigma x, tau x plane y direction, tau y plane, sorry, x plane z direction. See that if you are writing that for x direction, okay, sigma x along that direction, normal stress will come, sigma x. What about the remaining two direction? What type of stress will come on the same plane, x plane? Shear stresses will come. That's a tau x plane y direction, tau y x plane z direction. And also this is a matrix is symmetric it is. Okay. Now if you go for right for stresses acting in y direction, along the direction what will get? Sigma y will get. Remaining two direction, what type of stresses will get here? Shear stress. That is a tau yx, sigma yy called as a sigma y, tau yz. Similarly, if you go for write the stress in z direction, along the direction you will get normal stress, remaining two directions what will get here? Shear stresses. Now write in the order. Okay. Now tau shear stress acting here, zx, tau zy and sigma zz. Write in the order x, y, z direction only you should write. That is called the stress tensor it is. Based on this stress tensor, you can write the equilibrium equation. See then the first row. In the first row, what direction we are writing here? In x direction we are writing here dou by dou x as sigma x plus dou by dou y into tau xy plus dou by dou z into tau xz plus body force Fx is equal to 0. Similarly, go for second row, that is y direction it is. In the order itself, right, dou by dou x into tau yx plus dou by dou y into sigma y plus dou by dou z into tau yz plus for body force in the acting in the y direction, Fy is equal to 0. Similarly, last one you can write in z direction. This is the way you should remember equilibrium equation. Okay. Now try to solve today itself. You write in the notebook or in A4 sheet. Try to practice it. If you have doubt, you call to my number or put a question in to my WhatsApp number. Okay. As today I will stop here. If you understand this, next we will continue this equation. That is in next class what we will do. We will go for determine what is the stress strain relationship. Already we determined for one dimensional, but here we consider a three-dimensional element, stress strain relationship for three-dimensional element. Next we will go for what is the stress strain relation for two-dimensional element. Means two-dimensional, it may be plane stress and plane strain condition. Okay, next class we will discuss this one. Tomorrow class. Yes? Yes. If you have doubts, you can ask me that. I'll try to clarify your doubt. Again, this is a very important equation. important derivation from exam point of view also, right? Yes. I will share my notes also, but in notes total around 25 to 30 pages are there. Don't go through entire notes for this topic because this is actually is related to one more subject, theory of velocity. There will get study the in detail, but for your purpose, for just study only the equilibrium equation, then remember the equation. Don't go for derivation for the remaining thing. But this derivation is important. Equilibrium equation derivation is important. For remaining derivations are there, don't go through that, but we use only final equation. Okay? I will send my notes also. Is any other questions? If no question, I will end this meeting.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you one and all for attending the meeting. We'll meet tomorrow. Okay. Until that, take care. Bye. Okay, I will end this meeting. Thank you for one and all for attending this meeting.